In the heart of the Louisiana bayou, nestled between moss-draped cypress trees and winding water channels, lived a woman named Lorraine. She was 74, fiercely independent, and had long since given up on human company. But she wasn't alone. Her constant companion was not a dog, nor a cat, but an alligator, a massive, scarred, and unusually gentle creature she had named Baptiste. Lorraine had found Baptiste as a hatchling over 20 years ago, injured and abandoned near her property after a poacher raid. Against everyone's advice, she nursed him back to health. The bond they developed was quiet, built on mutual respect and thousands of shared sunsets on the porch, where Baptiste would rest in the water beside her. Locals gossiped about the crazy gator woman. Some laughed, others were wary, but one man wasn't amused: Sheriff Craig Bowers. Sheriff Bowers was a lifelong resident of the parish, a broad-shouldered white man who saw himself as the law in the land. He'd always thought Lorraine was trouble, especially after she refused to sell him her property a few years earlier when he wanted to build a private hunting lodge along the bayou. Lorraine's land stood in his way, and so did Baptiste. He's a threat to public safety, Bowers declared one day at a town meeting. That gator needs to be put down. But everyone knew Baptiste had never hurt a soul. Still, Bowers found a way. One foggy morning, he arrived on Lorraine's property under the pretense of a wildlife control order. Lorraine argued, protested, cried, but he shoved her aside, rifle in hand, marching straight toward the swamp where Baptiste was sunbathing. She screamed. Baptiste didn't move. He'd never known violence from humans, until that moment. The shot rang out and echoed through the bayou. But Bowers missed. Startled and wounded only slightly, Baptiste thrashed into the water with terrifying force. In his panic, he swung his massive tail and struck Bowers, knocking him off the wooden dock. The sheriff hit the muddy shore hard, his rifle sinking beneath the water. Lorraine ran to him, not out of concern, but to stop him from getting up. "Leave him alone," she cried, eyes wild with fury and grief. Bowers called for backup, but when other officers arrived, they were stunned to find Lorraine standing between them and the alligator, blood on her hands from trying to stop the bleeding around Baptiste's side. She didn't move. The scene went viral. A local wildlife photographer, who happened to be nearby photographing herons, had caught the whole event on camera. The footage of the sheriff attempting to execute a peaceful, long-domesticated animal while its owner begged him to stop sparked national outrage. Animal rights organizations, indigenous groups, and environmentalists rallied to Lorraine's side. Baptiste became a symbol, a misunderstood animal, attacked simply because someone wanted the land he lived on. Within a week, Sheriff Bowers was suspended for excessive use of force and abuse of authority. Baptiste was taken to a wildlife sanctuary for recovery, where Lorraine visited him weekly. Eventually, thanks to public pressure, he was allowed to return home, with legal protection. He became the first protected personal gator in the state of Louisiana. Lorraine didn't forgive easily, but every day, as she sat beside Baptiste on the porch again, she knew one thing: she hadn't just protected him. She protected the only family she had left.